Hey, it's Luke Lonien, and you're listening to 103.1 KFIL's Coach's Corner on demand. And welcome back to Coach's Corner. With us now, the head coach of the Lewiston-Altura Cardinals. It's Brent Olson. Coach, how's it going today?
Hey, great, Luke. Thanks. Good to be here.
Hey, thanks for chatting with us. We do appreciate it here, Coach. A tough one last night. You take on a tough Chatfield Gopher team. Final score 60-6. Take us through the game overall, Coach, and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'd like to first congratulate Coach Jeff Johnson on a very well played game. I thought it was Chatfield's got a tremendous team. As I said in the pregame interview, that they've got size, speed, strength. Pretty much everything you want. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball, and that was well on display last night during that game. I thought our kids played. We played well. We played hard, and as I had told the kids during the week, as coaches, we talked to them about the fact that we've improved, we've gotten better, but it might not show on the scoreboard. But I thought we played a very solid game. We were able to move the ball at times against a very, very strong Chatfield defense. And unfortunately, they just, I told the kids, they're just bigger and faster than we are at this point. And we really can't out-coach that, and it's hard to outwork that on the field. And that's something that has to be worked on in the off-season. But, I'm proud of our guys and how they played. We started out kicking the ball off, and Chatfield was able to score, I think it was in 4 plays. They were able to put it in the end zone. I don't have the stats right in front of me here, but they were able to move the ball pretty well all game long. We just, the backer kid and the I think it's Shield kid, they're just tremendous running backs. And then they got a Johnson and a Schindler on the outside that catch the ball well, and we had a tough time handling them up front, really on both sides of the ball. But we were able to get on the scoreboard in the second quarter with we had a pick six. Cage Cutter, our senior linebacker captain, he blitzed off the edge, and it was kind of one of those plays. He blitzed, and they were trying to throw one of those little kind of bubble screens to the side, and he really didn't break stride. He blitzed, and the kid was going to block him. He jumped up and just kind of grabbed the ball out of the air and kept going, and for I believe it was about a 65-yard interception return for a touchdown to get us on the board, and to make it 26-6, I believe it was at that point. And Chatfield drove down the field, but then one of our ninth graders, Jaden Hansen, stepped in front of a pass. I think got tipped, and he picked it off and on our own 10 or 11-yard line, and so we kind of held there in one of our defensive stands. And I think 2 plays later, Cage got a sweep play again. We blocked some things pretty well. Even though they were a little bit bigger and physically, but we were able to block that sweep pretty well. And he cut back across the field and ran it down to about the 10-yard line and got caught from behind, and then we couldn't get it in the end zone. And unfortunately, 2 minutes left in the half, or a minute and a half left, and couldn't get it in. And then, of course, Chatfield, next place, Mr. Backer gets in the open field, and once he got in the open field, we do not have the athletes to catch him, or he's got so much speed. I don't think many teams in the area or even the state have at our AA level to have athletes that can catch him when he gets in the open field. And so he went, I believe it was 85 yards for a touchdown. So we weren't able to get in the end zone, and then they score. So it's kind of that 12-point or 14-point swing. So instead of being 26-12, it's 33-6 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, I told our guys we played really well in the first half, even though the scoreboard didn't show it. I thought we played really well. We competed, and then in the third quarter, we, that injury bug got us a little bit. Nothing, I don't think anything season-ending or anything, serious, but just some minor things that knocked a couple kids out of the game. And we had a couple punt snaps that one, I think, got down to our own 1-yard line. The punt went back and got down at the 1, another one at the 5. So, it's a couple short fields for Chatfield, and at that point, the game went to running time just because of our injuries. I think we had 3 kids on the sideline kind of at once with, again, nothing serious, but, twisted knee, rolled ankle, things like that. So we ended up moving to running time in the fourth quarter. But again, we rolled some young guys out there, and Chatfield did the same. And we, those guys that maybe don't get as much playing time on Friday nights got to compete and play, and that's what we want to do, is get those younger guys, get them some experience as well. And we came up on the short end, 60-6, but we told our guys we have things to work on, we have things we improved on, but that's our goal right now, is to get better each play or each game, each play, each week, and I thought we did that last night.
Brent Olson with us, the head coach of the Lewiston-Altura Cardinals. Coach, you mentioned it. The team did not stop competing. The sideline was engaged as well. We had the game on Fun 104. We were standing right above your sideline. Those kids are absolutely into the action. They were hooting and hollering and having a good time, so great to see that too. And like you mentioned, the injury bug, it just seems to be something you guys can't get rid of through the first half of the season. Coach, what do you want to see this team improve upon as you head into the second half of the year?
Well, like you said, the sidelines were engaged. They were into the game, and I was really pleased with how they were part of it. They felt like it wasn't quiet on our sideline. You see that happen sometimes when teams get down. But our guys kept competing, and they were anxious and ready to get on the field when they were called. So that was made me happy as a coach that we saw that on our sideline. The coaches kept coaching. We coached all game long, working with guys on the field, even if, some guys would come over, hey, coach, what do I need to do? How am I doing out there? I'm like, things look like they're doing okay. And, well, what do I need to get better at? It's like, well, that guy's bigger, faster, and stronger. We can't really fix that right now, but let's just focus on your technique stuff. And that's really what I'm going to focus on, or what we are focusing on here through the rest of the season is the attitude, number one, keeping that positive attitude. It's because seasons like this is where sometimes you'll have teams where you'll start to lose players because when things aren't going well, sometimes kids nowadays just want to say, well, it's not going well, I'm going to quit, I'm going to be done. But we haven't really had that. We just need to keep guys positive and build and improve and, keep looking forward to playoffs. So that's really what I want to focus on here, and that's what as coaches we talked last night we want to focus on for the rest of the season.
Coach, homecoming for the Cardinals next week. You host over Yoda. What do you expect to see from the Eagles?
Well, they look. I've seen just a little bit of film. We don't look ahead much. I've seen them against a little bit against. I think it was Cal. We watched a little bit from them. I see they played St. Charles last night. I haven't seen film on that yet, but I see they did handle St. Charles pretty well. I know they've always had tremendous athletes over there in Dover Yoda. They've got some incredible speed as a team, and I know they're playing on turf over there. They take advantage of that speed, so they're going to spread us out. They're going to have guys, throw the ball around. They're going to try to get your athletes out in space and let their athletes go in space, which to me, we always tell our guys the hardest thing to do in football is tackle in the open field. And they try to do that. They put you in situations where you got to make one-on-one tackles in the open field, and that's tough to do. So we just have to stay focused, stay disciplined. We did get beat over the top a couple times last night on long touchdown passes. So that's one thing we want to make sure we focus on this week, so we're not allowing them easy scores by just throwing over the top of us. Offensively, they like to move guys around. I know they have been a three-man front in the past, an odd front, kind of a 3-4, 3-5, and blitzing people all over. So we have to stay disciplined on offense too and take our blocking angles and create seams for our running backs. So that's what we'll be looking forward to do this week.
Brent Olson with us, the head coach of the Lewiston-Altura Cardinals. They take on the Dover Yoda Eagles and next week fell to Chatfield this past Friday night. Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and good luck next week.
All right, thanks, Luke.